Neki tabi bulama jendu tabar sobe de jabenso chue juba jare nakala kenye yeshi nyeda games Kazan la me san sam ba yan ko rang sa yen ji ko lo sha ten so guan shu sun dang sa ji la ma dang kan du shi wa tam ten yan su pa de la me ku se ja j'ai demandé le in the Bajo. So, so one of the important things in our prayers, our devotional expressions, the resounding of the devotional energies, devotion in Guru Rinpoche, Umahum Benzang Guru Master De Hong, is the main mantra, main prayer. But now the issue is everybody pronounces differently, and the Tibetans pronounce almost each Tibetan pronounces differently, each province pronounces differently. And so it might be some sort of confusing, or maybe even causing some sort of doubts of which way was good. Maybe what I'm saying might be wrong, etc. So the most accurate pronunciation, original pronunciation, the pronunciation came from, given by Guru Rinpoche himself and all the great masters of that age, supposed to be original Sanskrit. And we still pronounce it according to Sanskrit pronunciations. But then, of course, as we were saying, it became very different. 10 people pronounce this mantra, maybe 10 different pronunciations in a group because they come from different traditions. And so first, just try to go by one, and then try to have some sort of outline. So Om Ahum. Says Om, three letters. So you to put together Om. Then is not just short but is long and then third letter is we pronounce home. And something real Sanskrit word pronunciation system is hum. It is not home, but hum. I don't know that's true, but never heard kind of thing in Tibet itself. But it is a nasal anyway, so it is a home or a sounds like a nasal. Then Honga, and then of course U vowel, and there's long, not short U vowel, but long U vowel or a U vowel. In Sanskrit we call it U. And so Hong, Ah, Hong, Ah, Hong. Then next is Vajra, so in Sanskrit Vajra, and that maybe was and still is in India, pronounced as Vajra. And Vajra means diamond, means the best. And in every religious system, there is a symbol which symbolizes the most esoteric or most important principal quality of that religion. In Buddhism, in the common Buddhism, in the sutra, the lotus or the wheel of Dharma or a lotus. In Tantra, it is the Vajra, diamond. And so then Guru is teacher, master, and that more or less everybody pronounced like a guru. Siddhi is blessings, accomplishments, goals. On the Siddhi, and pronunciation is more or less same. Sometimes it's pronounced like a Siddha, sometimes Siddhi, but it is spelled like a Siddhi, and many pronounce as Siddhi, but then some pronounce as Siddhi, not the, but the. Then Hong. Hong is most important aspect of the mantras, syllables, as we talked in the past about 5 wisdoms. Hong or a hum or a whatever you pronounce, however you pronounce, that has physically more or less, you could say, 5 parts. The what they called particularly the round one is called is that symbolizes the emptiness, openness, nature. And then below that there is half moon that symbolizes mirror-like wisdom. Then there is a straight line that symbolizes the evenness, equanimity, evenness, wisdom, oneness, wisdom. Then the rest of the ha later is discriminative wisdom, another term. Discernment wisdom. Then yu wao, u wao, long wao is below that. That is the accomplishment wisdom. Those are the 5 wisdoms of the Buddha, Buddhahood. These 5 qualities of Buddhahood are not necessarily 5 different entities, but there are different qualities of the same wisdom. Buddha wisdom is not necessarily can be divided and can be separated and can be functioning different ways, different capacities in different aspects, but they're all one. But that one wisdom has 5 different qualities functioning all the time, working all the time, simultaneously. There's no this and that, there's no divisions, distinctions. Or today is working a wisdom of accomplishment. No, but all the wisdoms are working simultaneously as a unity. So Buddha is the wisdom. Buddhahood is that wisdom, and it can be divided for us to learn, but it's not something that can be separated. So Hong, when we say Om Hong Bhajan Pema, so the Hong invoking, that means Hong represents Guru Rinpoche's wisdom mind, Guru Rinpoche's wisdom. That means really Guru Rinpoche. That's not body aspect or speech aspect, but the wisdom aspect, mind aspect of Guru Rinpoche. And then Hong, while we are saying Hong, that could be invoking, could be in a way of invoking. Om Hom Vajra Guru Pema, that as we know, Vajra Guru Pema is name of Guru Rinpoche. Siddhi blessings, Hom, please give us. So Hom is asking, invoking for blessings, and also invoking Guru Rinpoche's wisdom, Guru Rinpoche's mind, Guru Rinpoche, inspiring, invoking Guru Rinpoche for blessings, whatever blessings you have, etc. So Hom, Panzer Guru, Padmasade, Hom. So now, the different pronunciations. In central Tibet, Om Hom may be more or less similar, but sometimes we say Om A Hum, but it's not necessarily Om A Vajra Sadhu, Vajra Guru Padma, but it's just a way of coming out with your mouth. But there's no A, Om A, but it happens. We hear, I think even Kyabje Rinpoche maybe says on the tape, Om A. So there's no A, but when you recite together, you can hear because of the reaction of combination of different syllables, you can affect each other, and so it causes to sound different ways. So otherwise, Om, Hum, but sometimes we hear Om, Hum. Then many so-called accurate Sanskrit scholars Om, Hum, but I don't know this. I never heard Hum in Tibet, but that we will told it later. Then Vajra in Sanskrit, Vajra is the word is pronounced as Vajra, and that's Vajra Acharya, Vajra Yana, etc. Vajrayana, etc. Vajra is pronounced as Vajra, but in Tibet it became mostly all pronounces in a ordinary level pronounced as Bhajar. Om Bhajar Guru Padma Siddhi Hum. At least in Kham we called Om Bhajar Guru. And in central Tibet it becomes a Bhajar Guru, Bhajar. But the same word in India, in Sanskrit, Vajra. So then Guru is, I think, more or less same. Everybody pronounces Guru. Then Padma also pronounced some in Sanskrit Padma, yes, P and DM HA kind of thing, Padma. But in central Tibet, it's pronounced as Pema. Guru Pema. But that's in a way totally some sort of mixed up. But that's the way in central Tibet is a Pema. At least in Golok, still it is a Padma. Siddhi is now Siddhi and Siddhi. So in central Tibet, it is a Siddhi Hum, Siddhi. And in Golok, sometimes Siddhi Hum, Om Bhajan Padma Siddhi Hum. Siddhi, not Siddhi, but instead of Siddhi. Then, Hum is more or less same, but it is supposed to pronounce longer because it is a long wow. So that's maybe a little bit different pronunciations. So now the question comes, which is accurate? If we don't pronounce properly, will it be a mistake, etc. Of course, accurate pronunciation, accurate meaning, accurate meditation, visualization, etc. is best. However, many of those are not necessarily how to say which is most accurate, which is better, which is less good, etc. So that means what to do. During the, I think, 11th, 12th century sometime, there was a great yogi. So he was a very accomplished Vajrakila master. I have quoted his stories in my books. So he was amazingly accomplished master. So one day he met the great Sakya Pandita, the most famous scholar and master of accomplished master of Sakya lineage, like almost not necessarily the founder, but almost respected as the founder, Sakya Pandita. So during his time, so one day Sakya Pandita was going to India to debate with a great Indian scholar. Those times in Buddhism was totally diminishing in India, and many of them Buddhist scholars coming, running to Tibet, refugees. Now Tibet has become a refugee to India, but those days many Indian Buddhist scholars and masters, they had to leave their monastery because they were destroyed. Temples under their religion, so they were escaping to Tibet, etc. But so anyhow, that during that period, so then the Sakya Pandita met this Darchava, great yogi, great Siddha. And the Sakya Pandita asked, Sakya Pandita is a great celebrated master with lots of retinues and lots of celebrations going to India. And this yogi, almost like a hermit beggar, met there, of course, must be for an intentional, but purposes. But anyway, so they met, and Sakya Pandita asked, "Who are you?" And then discussed. And Sakya Pandita asked, how do you say the mantra of Vajrakila? And so this yogi pronounced Vajrakila mantra, and even the mantra itself was wrong according to Sakya Pandita. So Sakya Pandita told him that your pronunciation is wrong, the mantra should be this way. And then and the great Siddha took out his dagger, purba, and put it into the rock, and like in the mud, and said, I said my way before the mantra, and I will still say in my way. I won't change. and he put his to show his accomplishments. He put into the rock his dragger and like his purba and like in the mud. Then there are different little pieces of stories, but that's one thing. Then also in Japkarva, there's a great master who was prophesied by first Thondup, etc. Great yogi, bodhisattva. And so in his writings, there is a story, but I can't remember names of who were this masters. But Japkarva wrote this, quoted this story. So one day, one person came to a great master, a famous master, and that master was looking down, and he saw someone coming towards his house, and he saw a umbrella, white umbrella, swirling around over his head. So when this yogi came and he asked, "What is your meditation? What is your yidam?" And he said, "My yidam is white umbrella deity." And then that generally white umbrella deity, Dukar, is lots of long mantras, dharanis. So the master asked yogi, "How do you pronounce this?" And so he pronounced, and almost everything was wrong. So the master said, "Oh, I'm sorry, but most of your pronunciations are wrong." And then he corrected, and then the yogi went back, and master looked behind this yogi, and the white umbrella wasn't there. And so then he realized, "Oh, I made a mistake. Doesn't matter whatever the pronunciation is. Your faith, your devotion is the important." And so he asked his attendants or disciples to ask the yogi to come back. And so he came back. "I'm sorry, I was thinking, but I made those mistakes. So you are right. You just do whatever pronunciations you were doing." So then yogi was very happy, and then went back again, swirling his umbrella. So that is that kind of thing. And the great Japkar quotes those stories and tells that means you should try to be accurate. You should try to say in the best way. However, if you have a trust, if you have done these pronunciations in your meditations seriously, then that becomes your own way of reaching, invoking, and doing meditations on the deity or a Buddha or a mantra. So mind, devotion, trust is most important. And I think that's really very important, because in Tibet there are so many powerful, accomplished masters, but each might more or less pronounce differently the most important essential mantras, etc. So the same way, Guru Rinpoche mantra too, whatever we pronounce it a little differently. If we have trust, devotion in our pronunciations, and if we feel comfortable, then I think it will become the most powerful values of mantra, will have the values of mantra. So that's why we might pronounce different ways, but we should not necessarily think one will be, oh, that guy must be wrong. I might say because saying this way, etc. So I think that's one good point. Another is if one's own lineage master, one's own guru, one's own acharya, whatever tradition, pronunciations, blessings bestowed upon us, that is an important point, juncture to follow. And so that is something important to follow. But I think different pronunciations are not that big issue. Yes, as much as we can, we should not try. We should not make up the pronunciations, but we should follow some traditions, and whatever that tradition is, one way or a different way, but then trust in it, follow in it. If you have a good reason, you can change, but otherwise, just be happy with it. And but as we always talk, the faith, the devotion, trust, confidence. If we say mantra, oh, sounds like amazing musical, doesn't really matter. If we have trust, confidence, if we hear, if we think, and if we are feeling whatever the sound that we are having is sound of pure Dharma, pure mantra, then because of the power of mind is the main thing. So because the power of mind, it will work. Sometimes they say, sometimes, that's a little bit maybe a different point. Sometimes they say people have, because of the vocal cord or whatever reasons, that you can't pronounce well. But if you imagine well, so more focus on imagining that pronunciation, that sound, and that sound filling the whole universe, beautiful sound. That means you have understanding, accurate understanding or accurate pronunciation in your mind's voice. Use that more. Then if you put that into vocal sound, sometimes it sounds very strange, terrible things, because the mouth or a tongue or some structural reasons. And so that's that's one way, one explanation the teachers used to give. But generally, the same idea. This mind is the man. So whatever mind believes, and then, of course, your teacher, your master, whatever pronunciations given to you, that will be one of the major factors to follow. So if you have that, then Om Aham Benzer Guru Pema Siddhi Hum, or Om Aham Bajar Guru Padma Siddhi Hum, or Om Aham Vajra Guru Padma Siddhi Hum. It doesn't matter whatever you say, they are all same sounds, invoking Guru Rinpoche, receiving Guru Rinpoche's blessings. Om Bajar Guru Padma Siddhi Hum. Oh, Om Aham Benzer Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. It sounds a little different, maybe big different, but they will all have same meaning and qualities. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.